Hi, and welcome to HPC Fire-Inspired webinar series. Today's topic is going to focus on the safety features of our three ignition systems, the matchlit MLFPK, the manual ignition with safety pilot, the FPPK, as well as the electronic ignition, including the high-low, the EI. We will focus specifically on the EI as there are a lot more safety features included with that versus some of the more basic matchlit and FPPK versions. As a reminder, HPC's commitment to safety is second to none. That's why you're going to choose HPC. You get the benefit of the most innovative and safest products on the market, with over 400 CSA certified products and a full team of NFI certified technicians here to support your design, install, and troubleshoot any issues that you might have. We talked about the CSA certifications, and those are designed to the ANSI Z2197 standard for outdoor decorative appliances for both US and Canada. And again, we're talking about the EI series, the FPPK Flex series, as well as the MLFPK Flex series, as well as the Evolution 360 and H2O on fire water pit series. But again, we will not be covering those in this particular webinar. For more information, you can visit www.csagroup.org for more information on what CSA is and what that means for you, the dealer, or consumer. Again, we're going to talk about the three specific fire pit inserts, the matchlit kits, the MLFPK, with a limiting size of 65,000 K BTU. You're going to want to check your local codes because there is no flame sensing technology in this. It's simply the matchlit and then adjusting the flame height by the valve. The manual battery spark ignition, the FPPK, does have the flame sensing safety pilot in it. That's good up to about 140,000 BTU max. And then the one we'll focus more in depth is the electronic ignition, which does include on-off as well as high-low Bluetooth, and that is good up to 400,000 BTUs. So when you're deciding what fire pit you want, you're going to want to decide what type of ignition and flame sense you want. The matchlit MLFPK, it's the simplest, most basic system with no power required. You control the gas with the shutoff valve manually with a key or ball valve. This allows the gas to flow to the burner, lighting the burner manually with a match or a lighter. Upon shutoff, you would simply close the gas valve to extinguish the flame. Again, one thing to point out, there is no flame sense, so you're going to want to check and make sure local codes are followed. The second one, where we start to talk about more of the safety flame sense, is the push button flame sense ignition, or the FPPK. It's the ease of the manual push button spark igniter. It lights the pilot, the flame, and has the burner control. It's battery controlled, flame sense, and it shuts the gas off if the flame blows out. With it being battery controlled, there is no electric outlet required. Also of note, there is no remote for the FPPK. And then the third one, and probably the most in-depth one that we'll cover, as I mentioned before, is the electronic ignition. You can control that with 120 VAC or 24 VAC by a wall switch or a remote. The 120 VAC will require a GFCI outlet at the enclosure. You have the flame sense, the auto relight, and then the newer models have the on-off or the high-low with either the remote, wall switch, or Bluetooth capabilities. We'll get into a little bit more deeper sequence of operations as we continue through this. Some of the safety features of the MLFPK, again, CSA certified manual technology up to 65,000 BTUs. It has a fully assembled 304 stainless steel burner pan with a Dante decorative key valve. You can adjust the flame height with that valve. It has a 36-inch whistle-free stainless steel flex line. Comes with a stabilizing mounting bracket. One of the additional safety accessories that you can add for this is a timer that you can put into the gas line to have an automatic shut off for those times when something comes up, or you walk away from the fire pit. With that timer set, it's going to shut that gas off for you. But just to reiterate, the matchlet is the most manual process that we have out there, so there are not a lot of features associated with a simple matchlet. Next one is the Puch Button Flame Sense FPPK. Perfect for fire pits without electricity. Like I mentioned before, all it takes is a AA battery for that push button igniter. Comes with a fully assembled 304 stainless steel pan and burner, as well as control box. It is flame sensing. And what that means is if the pilot blows out, the gas will shut off. It has the spark ignition, the manual push button that I mentioned before with the AA battery. It has a standing pilot with a thermocouple and a safety pilot valve. The flame height is adjustable with a valve control knob right there on the control box, as you can see on the picture there. A blowout box protects from wind and rain and has proper ventilation. We'll kind of cover that in a slide later on. And again, this one is CSA certified, manual technology up to 140,000 BTUs. And this one also comes with a 36-inch whistle-free stainless steel flex line. The last one we'll talk about and get a little more in-depth is the electronic ignition. Again, this is going to cover both the on and off as well as the high-low. This unit comes fully assembled, ready to install. Once the plumbing and electricity is ran for your pit and all of your clearances are properly there, your proper ventilation, your proper draining, all stuff that you can see in HPC's Tech Talks, please visit the website under digital content to find all those. You drop that pan in fully assembled, hook everything up, and it'll be ready to go. With the electronic ignition, you can start these via a wall switch, a remote, a whole house system, or the Bluetooth technology as well. This will auto relight if the flame is lost. It does have a new hot surface igniter, which is more robust and reliable than some of the other technologies available on the market. The on-off models uses the optional wall switch or a remote control. The high-low flame control models, which is either a remote control or the Bluetooth, you're able to adjust the high-low setting with approximately a 45% turn down ratio. Available in 120 VAC or the optional 24 VAC. Compatible with natural gas or liquid propane. One of the biggest safety features it does have is an internal temperature monitoring with overheat shutoff. So once it gets to approximately 185 to 190 degrees F, and again, these are CSA certified to the ANSI Z2197 standard. In fact, our EI units have been certified to the upcoming 2020 standards for the past 3 years, showing that HPC is truly ahead of the game when it comes to both safety and innovation. Next, we're going to kind of talk about the sequence of operations for the EI to kind of focus on some of those safety features. Upon initial startup, several on and off cycles may be necessary to purge the air in the gas lines after system installation or upon startup after it sets throughout the winter for existing pits. One thing to note, the fire pit will lock out after 15 attempts to light the pilot. If this happens, all you need to do is power the unit on and off to basically recycle it, and then it will start these next 5 steps that we're going to go over. Step number 1, when you turn it on, the hot surface igniter will be powered. You'll see it start to glow red for 5 seconds before the pilot valve opens. Next step, the igniter will only be powered the initial 15 seconds of the 30-second cycle. This sequence will repeat up to 15 times That takes roughly 15 minutes for the whole thing if it has to go through those 15 times before going into lockout mode. And as I mentioned before, if it goes into lockout mode, simply turn off the power and then back on again, basically recycling the system. The next step in the process is the pilot flame will ignite and heat the thermocouple. Again, this may take up to 30 seconds at times for the thermocouple to get hot. If the thermocouple is not hot within 60 seconds, the system will shut down and then it goes back to step one and repeats the process. Once that thermocouple is hot, the main valve will open, allowing the pilot to ignite the main burner. Once lit, if the pilot flame is blown out at any time, the system will shut down and then automatically restart itself and start back at step one, as here on the sheet it's showing you. So as you can see, there are a lot of safety features built into this to make sure that gas is just not on and not lighting and things like that. What makes HPC fire pits safe and unique? I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the slide presentation, but our blowout box is kind of unique in the fact that it kind of shows our innovation here at HPC and how we're going to protect from the wind and the rain and offer proper ventilation. That's kind of why we created this ignition sensing blowout box. It keeps the fire burning whatever the weather. It eliminates the nuisance of a blown out fire. The unique design offers better ventilation that provides better combustion to our unit. It's available on all of our patented penta burner inserts. And one thing that I want to emphasize again, and I'll probably do it anytime that I mention the penta burner, it offers a taller, fuller, edge-to-edge center flame that uses less fuel. It truly gives you that gather around the campfire look and feel that no other company can do. Safety. With safety, location and planning is everything, and I'll kind of reiterate these steps that we talked about here, previous webinars, previous tech talks. If your fire feature is an afterthought, there is an increased chance that there will be issues with your pit. Selecting the best product to suit the customer's needs. Understanding the installation instruction. Clearances, ventilation requirements, and drainage are critical. Capable installers, particular NFI installers that are used to and familiar with the product that they're installing. Ensure the user is trained how to properly and safely operate the feature. And we strongly encourage covering the product to prolong the life and reduce maintenance. And you want to ensure a safe installation. As you can see there, all of this follow-up is to make sure everything is going well, which equals success to your customer out there in the field. With that, that is the end of our webinar for this month. Again, if you have questions about anything presented in this webinar, please contact HPC or myself directly. Contact information is shown here on the screen. We plan on doing these monthly. The Tech Talks are weekly. I would love to hear feedback on what you guys want to see out there. We will keep a running list of the topics that are going, and we promise that we will get to each one. It may not be as soon as some like, but we will get to all of them as we start to build up a queue of what people are asking for. So with that, if you have any questions, any feedback, any comments, feel free to reach out directly to myself or to HPC, and we'll be happy to listen and help you guys. Thank you.